Permission to treat the co-host as hostile?
No, permission denied.
Granted.
No.
You're listening to the Dollop on the All Things Comedy Angry podcast. This is American History Podcast, where each week I, friendly Dave Anthony, read a story from American history to angry Gareth Reynolds,
who has no idea what the topic is going to be about. There was no anger. You're doing what you do. You do this. This is what you do. This is what your dad did. This is what you do.
That's not what my dad did. My dad didn't talk.
Oh, your dad talked to me a lot.
My dad had a fart chair.
Huh? What, Dave? I think the show should end right now.
Had a fart chair, and by
that
I mean he had this chair that was it's like crushed velour
like
type,
a Norman Lear's character,
crushed velour type feel to it. Orange, bright orange, round that he could turn in, right? Spinning chair. That's all he sat in watching TV. And he would fart in it so much that the chair smelled like farts.
This is the worst. Literally. Who knew the worst fact about history would come from your personal life on this show? That is the most. I cannot even imagine how many people have just stopped listening.
I know I did.
That's the worst thing I've ever heard. I'm only going to ask questions just.
Sure.
Because I'm a journalist.
We're taking questions.
How long did he have this chair?
Years.
10
years. But yeah, probably around 10. And no one would sit in it because it was a terrible smelling. Like you couldn't.
Did the room smell? This is the worst question.
Just the chair. The room didn't smell. It was just his chair. And me and my sister called it the fart chair.
Because it was like his chair, but you called it that because it was just one of his favorite activities in it.
Because he would just sit in the chair and fart, and then he would go into the chair, and then the chair couldn't release it after a while. It stayed in the chair.
I wonder if the chair had a chair.
I don't think the chair had any friends or any other chairs. That chair took a bullet for everybody.
Boy, that is really...
We should have buried him in it, but we didn't bury him. We cremated him, and let's just say
the chair too.
Some of them
the chair explodes.
Some of them ended up in a urinal at Matucci's bar in San Anselmo.
Oh Christ! You are this is just it's awful. Everything's been bad so far.
Ended up in the parking lot. Cue the music. Gareth, we are going to be on tour starting this week.
We should bring Fart Chair with us.
Yeah, we should. In Australia, we'll be at Perth. We'll be doing some 3 Pastimes episodes as well, in those in Melbourne, Sydney, and Perth. You can find that on the website, dolloppodcast.com. And then we'll be doing, as the Dollop, as a touring team, we'll be doing...
So, this is your first time plugging
Adelaide,
a show?
Sydney, Melbourne, Canberra, and Brisbane. And we'll have exciting guests. There'll be farting chairs.
Pets. There's a fart chair.
There's going to be pets.
Yep.
And Gareth will be doing a native Australian plant lecture in Newcastle.
Yep. Yeah, so tickets for that aren't moving. You can get tickets to that. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a bite out of every plant in Australia, and we're going to see what happens. So join me for that. You can go to fartchair.com for that stuff.
Fartchair.com.
Also, we should point out we have a Patreon. If you want to join that, we have a lot of stuff on there. It's wild stuff.
Wild.
I haven't even told you the pitch about a Patreon extra we should do that has been talked about for a long time. Should I say it?
I don't know if you should say it out loud. Am I going to want to do it, or am I not going to?
You're going to be all for it.
Okay.
It only reflects horribly on me, and it will stress me out.
Say it. Oh, the map thing?
Yeah, it's time for me to draw the map of America from scratch.
Yeah, we should do that for sure. We can do that when we're in Australia because we'll have the cameras with us in the hotel room.
That's going to be horrible.
Yeah, that's going to be great. That's why we do it.
That's just going to be, it's not going to help stuff for me. All right. 13, 12. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
August 2nd. Wait, I'm forgetting something. Our 10th anniversary show is still and will be for sale for a long time up Forever. On Veeps.
Yep.
If you want to hear us talk about the wonderful Jim Caviezel. And
go to Veeps.com/the Dollop with James Adomian.
James Adomian. Yeah, check that out.
You get your money's worth. Go get it.
Money's worth.
Thank you to the doll heads, too. All the people who threw the doll heads on stage. Thank you to them. Our fans. August 2nd.
1881. Year of our Lord, J-Town. By the way, J-Town is selling flame decals for your car chairs. Or bike. If you want to get those, or you're bored.
Oh, you know what else we should say?
Mm-hmm.
Go listen to the pastimes because we have Randy Bly from Lamb of God on our show.
How you say
great. Randy Bly.
May Otis was born in Storm Lake, Iowa, to Matilda and William Otis. William died before April 1885, so under 4 years she had a dad. It's good.
It's great. It's
and then the Matilda,
more than you had.
Okay, then Matilda got remarried. The new family moves to Minnesota. As a teenager, May is attractive, and a lot of dudes are into her. When she was 16, she married a Canadian gent, Augustus.
When she was 16.
That's when you do it. That's when you're married. It's 1881. She's lucky she lasted that long. Augustus John Weiland, and then they moved to South Dakota, where the marriage just fell apart.
Okay.
And May said she left him because he was a gambler who would get mad, and then and she wouldn't. When he wouldn't give her, she wouldn't give him money. He'd get all angry, so she couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah, okay. So not a great gambler.
So when they split, she was pregnant.
She gambled of her own.
And then she had Ruth Angelina Weiland on July 25th, 1889.
Okay.
Soon after, May got a letter saying John had been shot and killed in California in a fight over a mine. Some mining business.
Okay, sure.
Which is
mind your business. Is that what they used to say when you'd be like, that's what you did? No. We work with miners. Mind your business. That's right. Mine is our business. Mind your business, boys. That's right. The mining is our business. Come on now.
Does this have an end?
I don't know. I'm getting there. Yeah. Come back to me.
Yeah. I probably won't. May then goes to Minneapolis and leaves Ruth with her mom. So this is just good. This is just good.
Well, she's stuff. Ruth's mom.
I mean, she's like 12, so of course she didn't want to have a baby.
Right.
So May meets a guy named Rudolph Schultz, and then they get married on July 1st, 1901.
How old is she now? She's what, 20 something?
She's 20. She's 20 years old, or 19. She's a month under 20.
Christ, 2 marriages under 20.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
May did not tell Rudolph she had a daughter.
Okay.
Kind of thing you can leave out.
Yeah.
It's not a big thing.
Yep. Nope.
So Ruth's mom moves to Washington State, and May starts pestering Rudolph to move to the Northwest so she could be closer to her mom and her
daughter,
quote,
that he doesn't know about.
Little sister.
Ah, yes.
Yep.
Yes.
By 1905, they're living in Portland. And May visited Ruth often, but did not tell Ruth she was her real mom.
Have I told you this? That this happened in my family to my brother? Have I ever told you this? Yeah. This was like my mother had my brother at young, teen, 18, something like that, and because it was not at the time, not what her parents wanted to hear. Mm-hmm. And she was working in London. My brother was raised to believe that she was his sister until he was like, my brother is for the amount of things that happened to my brother is the most chill motherfucker of all time. I mean, granted, they didn't have a fart chair, but But yeah, and then they just one day were like, all right, look, update.
I would just say this, that in the future, I think all families will have a fart chair.
IKEA starts selling them. It's un ripa chair.
Okay, so by 1905, I already did that one. Ruth thought her grandmother is her mother, and Rudolph is a waiter at a Portland hotel. May really like to spend money. She was very into spending money. She demanded 125 of his 150 a month income for her use.
Wow.
What is
most of his money
buying?
Well, that's what you're supposed to tell me.
Oh. In 1906, May told Rudolph that she found evidence that her first husband, John, is actually still alive, not killed in a mining accident or mining fight.
She should stop sniffing around this and mind her business.
She said that meant her marriage to Rudolph is over. Null and void, because the first one still active.
It's true, but I think she's lying, right?
I don't think it is true.
Yeah, legally.
But it doesn't automatically dissolve the other one. It just means now you're married to two people.
Yeah, but it's like putting a hat on a hat. It's like, yeah, but the main hat you're wearing is like that first hat.
But you're still wearing two hats.
Yeah, but the hat that's touching your scalp, that's your main go-to hat, is that hat.
That's not
your
first
hat.
That's not a rule. That's not a...
It is. Shut up.
Would be funny if that was the thing that ended the podcast.
Super weird. I know. It's like kind of the dumbest argument I've ever heard. Things start out fine. Dave was talking about his dad's fart chair. Garrett talked about how his brother was raised to believe that his mother was his sister. And then it's just this hat thing just blew up on him. It's just like in the press, like, look, I'm not going to get into it, but the first hat you wear is your main hat. Dave can't see that. Screw him. Dave Anthony seen walking out of Nobu with two hats on, a clear sign to Reynolds. He is not done with the argument.
They call me Two Hat Anthony now.
It's crazy what he's doing, to be quite honest.
So it would be, so it's a sin for them to stay together if she's married to the first guy.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
He's like, please stay. Please don't leave me. She refuses and she leaves. And John is actually alive.
Oh, okay.
But May left Rudolph because she had met a new guy, Fremont Everett. So she used the John thing as an excuse, but in actuality, she was going.
She's not even going back to John.
She was three-broing it.
She's going with Fremont.
They call it three-bro.
Right.
He was a rich lumber tycoon. So you can understand. I'm in her corner at this point.
Yeah, he's got wood money.
He's also married, which is, can be considered problematic.
Yeah, but she's already got two husbands.
She does.
So it's like, yeah.
So that's kind of a perfect setup for her because she can get money without the whole marriage.
She likes money.
Yeah, she likes money. We all do.
Sure.
I'm a huge money guy.
Yeah, you're big.
Big into money. I love money.
Yeah. Okay.
Everett wrote her love letters on company stationery, as you do, and signed them with his real name.
Smart.
Yep.
Smart.
I don't know what can go wrong.
Most rich guys are smart.
Why don't I don't know. People have such a hard time covering their affairs.
Dear woman, I'm cheating on my wife with.
It's like changing the photo on your phone to your mistress's picture.
Yeah, right. Yeah, your home screen. Yeah.
Home screen. So he allowed her to take pictures of them together. So May got the court to let her divorce John, and Rudolph is still super into her. And 5 years after she left him, Rudolph is still begging for her to come back.
God damn.
This dude's hard up. He's
move on.
Yeah.
He needed me in his life. I'd let him know. He's the second hat.
Yeah. Or third.
And you know what? She got rid of the first hat and he's still second hat.
That's not even close to a thing.
But the hat that she's wearing now that's closer to her scalp is technically him. but she's got another more important hat on top of that hat.
Okay, so nope.
What?
Absolutely not. Your
Absolutely
hat,
makes
your
sense.
whole hat, fucking, it's bullshit now.
No, it isn't. It's not bullshit at all.
If it's a hat on a hat and the second hat is on top of the first hat, then that's the fucking hat that isn't part of the equation, is what you said before.
But she's flipped the hat script.
Oh.
Dave, we do this show because it's interesting. And this woman has completely changed the hat paradigm.
I'm not exaggerating when I say I've never hated anyone more.
Are you exaggerating?
God damn it. So, May finally petitions to get an annulment from Rudolph, and that happens in 1912. So she's done with Rudolph.
One hat.
Court records show May now had property valued at $50,000.
Christ.
It's a lot of fucking money for back then.
Yeah.
In 1915, May marries a singer, George Blum.
So she's still seeing, what's his name? The lumber tycoon guy.
Fremont Everett.
Fremont. She's still seeing Fremont.
Yes,
and
that's
now
going
she's got
on.
a new guy that she's marrying.
And she keeps the affair going with Fremont.
Right, because he's still married.
Yes.
So whatever.
Bloom had just got a $3,000 settlement for being injured on the job.
Okay.
The settlement was listed in the paper, and he met May right after that.
Interesting. Are you trying to say something, you devious little monkey? Okay.
He's not a great guy.
Okay.
In 1912, he had been arrested for contributing to the delinquency of a minor girl. It was the third charge of that offense that year.
Oh, my God.
May didn't care. She did not care. She marries the guy.
She wants the money.
But the marriage is quickly over as Bloom goes to prison because of the whole minor charge thing.
Right.
On his prison form, he said he was single. So I'll tell you something.
I can't go in there tied down. Imagine that.
Can you put me in the singles wing?
How does this work? Is there a mixer cell? Men only. Wait, what?
So Ruth is now an adult. She's one of the hottest young ladies in Portland.
Okay.
She gets a role starring in the first motion picture made in Portland.
Wow.
Right after she got a part in a comedy short. The films are a hit. Portland, people love them in Portland.
Okay.
But the film company was set up and funded by May just to make Ruth a star. And May even wrote the screenplay.
Okay.
I mean, so outside of Portland, no one cares about
the movies.
It's a financial disaster. May had put most of her money into the movie.
Wow.
So then May's like, I'm going to take Ruth to Hollywood. And she goes to Fremont. I don't want to call him Fremont because that's a town. So she goes to Everett. That's also a town. So she goes to the
Lumberman.
Tycoon. And he gets in her apartment and everything in it. $25,000 all in.
Fuck.
She's set up. So in 1918, May and Ruth move to Los Angeles, and May tries to get a job as a director, but no studio hires her because that's crazy.
Because she has no experience?
Well, she does have experience, but
making those couple movies? Are you saying it's crazy? Why is it crazy to you?
Because
she's a woman,
if you make
sexist prick.
If you make your own movie and then you're like, look, I can, like, if you pay for your own movie and you're like, look, I can do this. Of course, my daughter was in it. Like, it's all bad.
Well, yeah, it depends on how good the quality of the project is.
Probably not good.
Oh, I'd love to have a look at it.
So she's upset. She's sulking around the house. Then she starts reading the Bible a lot.
Here we go.
Hours and hours.
Our greatest screenplay.
Yes. Ruth is making money working as a taxi and, quote, Oriental dancer. A taxi dancer is a girl who dances with men for money. And taxi girls were known to make money as sex workers after the dance hall closed down at night.
Okay.
Oriental dancers were basically exotic dancers, but on a stage.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, those are the names that they use.
Sure. Okay. Great. Good stuff.
Uh-huh. So Ruth meets a railroad clerk, Edgar Rickenbaugh, and they get married in 1919.
Okay.
Then May got married again.
Jesus
How many times
Christ,
has May been
May?
married now?
This is 4?
I mean, yeah, it's got to be 4.
4, and she's still seeing Everett.
Yeah. So her last name is now Holmes, but no one knows anything about Mr. Holmes. But
This is a job.
She's May Holmes.
Okay.
After a couple
mm-hmm. Okay, strange.
After a couple of years, Ruth's marriage is not going well. Jack is very jealous, and they're fighting. And his wife's a dancer, which he doesn't like.
Right.
He's
Gotta
jealous.
love those guys. Gotta love those guys.
Marry
She's
someone.
A dancer. She's a dancer when you met her.
Yeah. What?
She's a dancer when you met her.
How dare you?
Yeah. You betrayed me with the thing that you did before I came into the picture.
You were supposed to be different once I married you.
You should change.
So they end up splitting because of his jealousy.
Sure.
They can't afford a divorce, which is a little expensive.
Okay.
So they just agree to live apart.
Okay.
May is just staying at home. She's not really ever leaving the house, and she's reading the Bible all the time. She's just full Bible.
Sure.
In 1922, Ruth told a new man that she had met, who was a field hand, that she was writing a book with her mom that was going to explain the origins of the universe, the purpose of man's existence, the nature of God, and how to find hidden treasure.
Oh my God, finally. Ah, there we go. There's a little seed we can water for some time.
The combo.
Holy shit. That's
classic.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah. They all go together.
And I love that it's also a treasure map if you turn it over.
Yep. That's right.
So that'll be good.
Well, here's how they knew. Here's how they knew all this. An angel was telling them.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, good. So yeah.
No, I have no problems with this.
Yeah, no, there's no it's stuff you have heard and believe to be true.
Yeah.
There's just some little gossipy angel.
That's right.
Write this down.
So the field hand, he borrows money from his employer and he gives it to Ruth so she can pay for a divorce and then quit her job.
Okay, so she can divorce Jack and quit her job as a taxi / not going to say a dancer. Yeah.
Ruth then tells him that she and May had, quote, been commanded by heaven to create a new religious order centered on the book's teachings. I told you that
religion
once.
Doesn't exist yet.
Yeah, well, it's about to.
I feel like we already have that one in a couple of shades.
Well, there's always new versions.
I mean, what I do like about this new one, treasure.
Like golden plates and stuff.
Yeah. Those are real.
So they're obviously going to need money for this thing that they're coming up with.
Sorry, no, they don't. They just go to where the treasure is.
So that means she's going to have to go back to dancing.
But they know where the money is.
She's going to have to go back to the dancing.
Okay, seems strange.
So the field hand dude can't have that. So he borrows and scrapes up money wherever he can. He's just trying to get money to keep her from dancing.
Starting to see how this religion finds its treasures.
Over $150 he pulls in. And Ruth is like, I'm going to pay you back all of this when the book is published and starts selling like hotcakes because people are going to buy this book.
Absolutely.
But then the book keeps being delayed.
Well, that happens, though. Just sit tight. I mean, good Lord. You're going to get your money.
Yeah. Yeah. And the boss, the Fieldhands boss is like, look, you got to start paying that money back, bro. You need that money back or you're going to get fired. I need the money.
I think I'm going to have to start dancing.
And then the Fieldhands dad goes to May and demands money. And May and the dad argue.
It's not a good look when you're a grown man and your dad's like, give my boy his money back.
It's definitely not. After May contacts the Fieldhand's mother and said she would kill the Fieldhand if the dad comes back.
Check. Wow. His dad gets home. I gave her a piece of my mind. She's going to kill him. You can't go back.
The Fieldhand gets fired and he joins the army.
Okay.
Now, Ruth and May...
that's quite a move by them.
Yeah.
Really changed the trajectory of this Fieldhand's life.
It certainly did. It certainly did. Ruth and May decide to go back to Portland where they have good reputations and they're known. They move in with her mom, stepdad, and her stepbrother and the Blackburns.
Okay.
So May starts telling people that when she was a child, a quote, spiritual dove and mental voice was with her wherever she went.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty ordinary. That's just normal.
Well, I mean, I'm kind of waiting for the twist because, I mean, I had a baby dove.
And a voice, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when I was like 3, it was a pigeon.
Uh-huh.
Yep. And then I still have a pigeon that kind of guides me on most of my decisions. And
I have a spiritual fart chair.
Your dad still sort of lives in it, if you think about it.
Yeah.
His soul lives on.
It would have smelled better if he had died and stayed.
It's really the worst thing I've ever heard.
No, it's pretty. Yeah.
And the stuff of the way we're talking about it is awful, and it's just like I dare I say I feel bad for your dad because the idea that he would have something. Hold on, let me get through it. The idea that he would have something like that, and then, you know, to tell that story on a podcast after you're dead is like, it's kind of a nightmare.
Well,
so
we all have our
revenge.
We all have our legacy.
Yep, that's right. Yep,
the old FC.
Between his legacy. Yeah.
Yep. So they're living with the Blackburns. She's got the spiritual dove and the mental voice. And May says Ruth also has the exact same gift.
Sure.
So the voice had appeared as an angel when they were living in L.A., and the angel said, quote, I am Gabriel, and you are the 2 witnesses God has chose to announce the end of the world.
Crazy.
He's coming in hot.
So Gabriel's a big angel. He's one of the, we're talking about a big shot.
Yeah, he's a big dog.
It's good.
Apparently the angel Gabriel would come by every night.
Oh, get that. I mean, look, I know he's a big one, but you got to be like, Jesus, here he is again.
Hey, Gabe.
Hey. Hello again, ladies.
Hey, Gabe. Listen,
I come with big news. Big news.
We were just going to bed. So,
well, what do you say we burn the midnight oil a little bit?
I'm really tired. We got to dance tomorrow, and
we got to dance tonight. I've got big news for everyone. You guys have your pens and paper?
Okay.
I feel a little frisky.
Hey, okay.
So
this is what we did last time. But look,
should we make some bread?
Where are
your wings? Should we make
breads?
Huh?
Where are your wings again?
Almost repaired. The guy's like 2 days away at this point.
I mean, it's been like a year that you.
I know. This guy screwed me. He kept finding different things wrong with him. At first he said it was the cartilage was off. So we fixed that, but now he says there's a feather coverage issue. So once they fix that, I guess they have to order the part from the dealer.
All right, well, I guess let's go to bed.
To bread? Let's make bread. Want to watch? All right, I'll let you guys go to bed in 1 second. But you get to pick 1 to 2 dance moves I have.
No.
One's called Hawaiian Slice, and the other's called Fart Chair.
Well, obviously a Hawaiian Slice because
and they're both Fart Chair.
So Gabriel, in those evenings, he would dictate the book to them.
Oh, so boring.
So Ruth and May show the book to the people in Portland.
As proof.
It's in a trunk.
Because they wrote something down.
Yeah. The book's in a trunk.
As you can see, it is written down. So this angel is visiting us.
It's parchment paper bundles. They're all tied together. The writing was, quote, unintelligible metaphysical gibberish.
He's hammered when he comes over. He's really hammered. The other day, he just told us how to make spaghetti. I don't know why I had to write it down. And by the way, you don't make spaghetti the way he said to.
No. He
said you put the raw pasta in your mouth and drink a bunch of water and slish it around.
No, yeah, that's not.
So
this is what it is. There is a fourth dimension, and it made new realities. But Adam and Eve had fucked that up, so everything is out of whack. If it could be fixed, humans would live forever. And Ruth and May knew what to do, but they needed more people to help with their divine mission. And if you join, it's huge. You live forever. You learn the lost measurements of Solomon, and it's going to help you find gold and diamonds.
What are the lost measurements of Solomon?
Come on. How do you not know that?
Half a baby?
How do you not know that?
How many quarts in a Solomon?
It's when it's a height thing, and then around the barrel of the chest.
So it's bust?
Yeah, that's correct.
So bra sizes are your Solomons?
Yes. I'm going to look it up. Some people are screaming at us because they're like, how do you not know the lost measurements of Solomon?
Let them scream.
The lost measurements of Solomon refer to the dimensions of the temple built by King Solomon in Jerusalem.
Okay. So that's... Right,
okay. Or as I call it, who gives a shit?
Yeah. The realtor.
Apparently people care about that. Once humanity is fixed with this information they have.
Fourth dimensional information.
Quote, a royal family of the chosen 11 would be established.
Oh, okay.
So 11 get picked, and they're, I would call it, if you're from a religious, I would call it their hot asses.
Sure, right. The hot asses. Yeah. Okay. Much like
the Dirty Dozen.
Nope.
What?
What did your dad have?
Oh, the fart chair.
I gotta stop. If James Fosdyke does not draw this fucking beast chair,
you can actually picture it. I picture it as like a Doc Martin type drawing with like the because he would always do like drawings that seemed like something smelled, you know.
Oh, Christ, it's just the worst thing I've ever heard.
I think everyone should listen to this on a date night.
Oh my God. If this is one of those ones where you're just like, someone's like, yeah, listen to it. The show's horrible.
Show's awful.
Like, what is that show? This show's crazy.
So the chosen 11, it would be Ruth, May, and 11 women.
So that's 13.
That's 13, but I don't really get the, and they're going to reign over Earth as queens.
Okay.
They would get marble palaces and gold and diamonds that were currently hidden under the ground in Bakersfield.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, clearly Bakersfield eventually finds that and taps into it.
It's just, why would you do Bakersfield?
Yeah. Well, because I don't know what's so funny. For those of you listening, Bakersfield is one of our best cities in California. It's like if a fart chair became a town. Bakersfield. But also, I don't understand this idea that it's like, hey, okay, yeah, we've got this huge, biblical windfall coming our way, and we get palaces. It's like, well, what is the deal here? Are you living forever in the fourth dimension, or you just need nice homes?
And there's gold under the ground in Bakersfield. Bakersfield. What if Gainesville was worse?
Oh my God. What if a man with a metal detector became the city?
The only town that Bakersfield looks down on is Bowling Green.
Yeah, which we've been to and is horrible.
Ugh.
If you dig far enough in Bakersfield, all you'll find are teeth.
That cry.
What are these?
Okay, so they're going to be... Each queen would get a harem of 11 kings.
Each one gets 11 kings?
Would a woman actually want 11 dudes bothering her?
No.
Somehow, I wouldn't want a harem of 11 women. It's just all like, okay, I don't have time.
This joke has been made before, but the idea of when, if you martyr yourself and you go, and you go to heaven and there's like 500 virgins, you're like, what? This sounds like a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, total nightmare. Somehow May found people in Portland who are into this idea. There was Jenny Toy and her husband Arthur. They were in. Arthur and Minnie Knight were in.
Arthur's such a cuck.
Howard and Margaret Shutt. Floyd and Dorothy Miller. And then Martha and William Rhodes. She was a Christian Science practitioner.
But they didn't get 11, though. They just got some.
That sounds like they have 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Well, you need 13.
10. That's 10.
Yeah, but I thought it was 11 women.
Oh, that's right. So that's 5. That's 5 women and 5 dudes.
Yeah. So you're short, but it's
okay. It's not
a Bakersfield dozen.
So there were some really disturbing rumors about the Rhodes, Martha and William. One was that they had a son who had died when he was 9. But they refused to give him a Christian burial and instead buried him in their front yard.
Okay, sure. That's fine. It's okay. That doesn't bother me.
Another rumor was they held ceremonies at the grave at night.
Okay, so it's about that again, which is, a little stranger to do it every night, but whatever, they're grieving.
In 1909, a Klamath doctor wrote in a local paper that Martha claimed she could heal the sick and raise the dead. She said she had come back to life 5 times.
Oh, fuck me.
You're bringing on, like, you already have your own ideas about the diamonds and gold under the ground and the live forever stuff. You're really bringing in a kind of crazy factor into your thing when you're like, I'll have someone who's been reincarnated 5 times.
Well, not reincarnated, just realived.
Realived 5 times.
Yeah, no, that's
so it's like you're playing with fire. Let me just say, you've already got your own.
It's not. Yeah, it's a different. It feels weird. It's like, pardon the pun, Dave. It's a hat on a hat.
It is a hat on a hat. And by the way, the one that doesn't touch your skin, the top one,
it's
the fart hat. At some point, the Rhodes met May and they hit it off.
Sure.
How could these? Could they?
Oh, you are out of your tits too. We should get coffee. You are really a frickin' nut job.
Now, May.
Oh, well, I should point out I'm a little groggy today because I passed away yesterday and had to re-bring myself up.
Now, May is really into the Rhodes' 14-year-old adopted daughter, Willa. And she gives Willa a leadership position and said she was a priestess and the queen of the order. And queen of the order, not the queen, and queen. So she's a queen of the order. She's one of the queens.
But so you have 11 to 13 queens, essentially.
I do.
No, this chapter. And so there's no point in being a queen. Doesn't matter.
No, it matters.
Does not matter. Because if everyone's a queen...
About? Not everyone's a queen. There's 11 queens, I think.
11 queens, okay.
11 queens, and you have 11
kings for
kings
each
in
queen.
a harem.
But I'm saying if your title is queen... And it's all queens.
There's only 11 queens. Like it's not like everyone's a queen. There's only 11. So it's still a sweet gig.
This is our dumbest conversation. And I remember fart chair.
I remember the hat conversation.
Stop. That was a winner.
So she called Willa the tree of life. That's a lot to take at 14. A
lot of pressure.
It's hard enough to be a 14-year-old kid. Now you're the tree of life. Like who can deal with that? And that is a big part of their fix the world sort of thing plan, mumbo jumbo. Basically, the tree of life is the key to it all. She was saying Willa was the link between man and God.
Jesus,
that's hard to take. That's hard to take in. Like you're just dealing with acne and other stuff.
Yeah, you just want to play with your friends.
Yeah. When May and Ruth had enough followers, they made a charter. Okay. The group was named the Divine Order of the Great 11. Martha Rhodes brought a friend to the Great 11. His name was Gale Banks, and he was sent to Boston to the Church of Christ Scientist headquarters to get the Great 11 recognized as an official church scientist group.
Christ.
That didn't really go that well. Banks, he's kicked out of the church. And he had been a church member for 25 years. And they were like, what the fuck are you doing?
Get out of here.
Can't we have, we're Christian Scientists. This shit's already fucking nuts. What do you bring into the party?
Well, it's 11 queens. So we just got the 11 queens and then each one of them has 11 kings.
That's not, we believe in something totally different.
We're going to find the bounty of treasures that are buried beneath the soil of Bakersfield.
No, where?
Bakersfield. Yeah, I get it. I can see you guys rolling your eyes and puffing out your chests a little bit, but guess what? Beneath the earth's crust in Bakersfield is a bounty of treasures your minds can't even fathom or process. I'm talking about emeralds and gold.
Hold on. I got really
potentially a big pirate ship filled with coins. It's going to be like the Goonies, but in Bakersfield.
Okay. I got really hung up on Bakersfield.
Why?
Because it's Bakersfield,
Yes, but beneath it is a bounty of beautiful treasures.
Why didn't you just say Fresno, dork? Like what? Like that's
not where the treasures is.
God would
Archangel
never.
Gabriel. No, Gabriel came in and he talked to these women. Gabriel.
Look.
Gabriel came in and he told us all about this.
Okay, look.
Do you even have a dove that raised you?
Look,
where's your inner voice?
We started our own thing here. Christian Scientists started our own thing.
I understand.
Do you know what we didn't do? Include Bakersfield. Do you know why? No one's going to buy it. It's a bad fucking script. It's a bad script. Go back. Do a rewrite. Do a solid rewrite.
No rewrite. Gabriel gave us the notes. You laugh. You sit there on your high horses. But have any of you ever even bothered to till or drill in the soil of Bakersfield to see what's beneath it? Yes, Bakersfield.
Do you know what's under there?
Yes.
Like dog and rat bones.
But beneath those, if you dig even further,
then there's
past
human
the layers
bones.
of Arby's roast beef wrappers, you will find emeralds and diamonds and gold.
I don't think so.
Yes, you will.
Get out.
I am leaving.
Get the fuck out of here with your
regret
bullshit
this.
Bakersfield
You will regret this.
Weirdo religion.
You will regret this.
Does Greyhound even stop in Bakersfield? I don't think it does.
Greyhound does not stop at Bakersfield.
Okay.
Because you can't, on account of all the treasure beneath it.
No,
it's yes.
Not. At this point, May is splitting time between LA and Oregon. She's sending followers in Portland down to live in LA, and she starts having a relationship with her stepbrother, Ward.
Whoa.
She's 40, he's 20.
Wow. All right.
Good for him, because I recommend highly when you're a young man, enjoy an older woman.
the hell's going on with you?
It's just fun. He greased his hair back. He trimmed his eyebrows into thin slits and had a Fu Manchu mustache that went below his jaw. So he's like
ready to go.
Look, I'm going full weird.
Yeah.
I'm going to take weird up to 50.
Hey, Ward, what's going on with you? I'm dating a 40-year-old. She's the queen.
I've decided to be very angular.
Yeah.
He would wear dirty clothes for days on end. He's not smart. This is not a bright guy. Sure. A schoolmate called him, quote, subnormal.
Okay.
So who wouldn't
sure
have a little sex with that? He's also rumored to be a child molester.
Well, we've got a lot of those on this one.
But May is delusional. She's self-absorbed. She's probably a psychopath. She hates being touched.
Like you.
Only Ruth could touch her. Also, May had an odd fascination with young girls, women like Willa, the 14-year-old.
The tree to the heavens.
May once approached a woman in a store and asked her to give her daughter to her.
May I have your daughter, please?
Hello? Hi. What?
Hi. Hello.
I would like...
we're just buying some novelty soaps.
Hi, the little girl?
Hi.
I would like that.
Yes, well, she will have a couple of soaps too. The soaps that she has?
I would like...
I believe there's...
I would like the child.
One's shaped like the Eiffel Tower. You'd like the child to what?
I would like to take the child. I would like the child to
where?
Be...
First of all, no, but to where would you like to take her?
Well, first of all, Bakersfield. Because she needs to find...
She actually has an allergy to Bakersfield.
The golden diamonds that are there. No, she is going to be the bush of life. And she's going to live forever as long as she's with me. If she's with you, she's going to die soon, probably next week.
Okay, take her.
Can you hand me that flower off the top shelf?
I already said you could take her, so if you're trying to distract me, there you go.
Yay.
Have her. There you go. Bye, babe. Enjoy Bakersfield and the eternal life you will receive once you're there.
May told the woman she would dress the girl like an angel, and the woman was like, yeah, I'm not really actually going to do that.
It's my daughter, so.
Another time, May stopped a car in front of the house where a child was playing. May's driver got out and walked toward the child, and a neighbor came out armed, and the driver ran off.
Fine, we'll leave it.
Jesus Christ, all we're trying to do is steal a kid.
Christ, it should be out. Chain it up if it's not allowed to leave.
Anyway, May and Ward get married on January 11th, 1942. So she married her stepbrother, who's
that's great. Good for him. He sounds fine. I always love that where it's like, okay, so you have the pathway to eternal life, another dimension, gold and all that stuff, and you weren't able to take a kid out of a yard. Like, remind me again who's at the helm of your plan. You know what I mean? Like that driver, like, man, wish we could have gotten that kid. Look, we're dealing with fourth dimension stuff, whatever.
Okay, so May Otis is now May Otis Blackburn, and in the spring of 1924, May Ruth and the Blackburns moved to Los Angeles. Ruth finds a new fella, as she was one to do.
Sure.
17-year-old Samuel Rizzo. She's 24.
Rizzo.
So Sammy had served 9 months in jail for
a pregnancy.
Bad checks.
Okay.
They get married on May 24th, 1924. Sam's mom, pretty cool with it. Quote, "We did not hold it against Ruth that she was of a different religious belief when she married Sammy." And by religious belief, I mean completely batshit fucking crazy.
I mean that they believe that there's treasure in Bakersfield.
So now, up until now, the people May attracted were very down on their luck, kind of blue collar types who were just needed a break, very desperate for a break.
Can I make a prediction?
Go ahead.
We're about to get a Richie.
Oh, interesting. So these guys, when they hear there's diamonds and gold they're in, right?
Who?
any guy the people she's bringing in, they're like him, diamonds and gold. So May needs, like you said, rich people who have actual money.
Yeah, affluent morons.
They need a nice place.
Always.
A millionaire rented a 3-story 10-room home in the Wilshire district to May.
Okay.
And May turned all the rooms into apartments for her disciples.
Okay.
Which I've done before.
Sure.
Walter and Ward Blackburn bought a building and set up the Walter J. Blackburn Publishing Company.
Oh, God.
And started turning out a pamphlet, Seventh Trumpet of Saint Gabriel.
Okay. So they got a pamphlet business.
Yeah, well, they're spreading the word of the...
of the Bakersfield bounty.
Samuel Fort, quote, May shared with a baffled public her insights into the 4 varieties of flesh that form the seamless body of the universe, of the 70 chosen ones linked by Concord to the prophecy of Saint Gabriel, and the inability of any person to exceed the age of 10 due to the cycles of the universe. And there's also 7 sacred dogs in there somewhere.
She's talking about like you're mixing all these beings up to, it's sort of like a biblical Power Ranger.
It's a seamless body of the universe.
So it is. It's like you're taking a bunch of flesh and you're kind of mixing it into like some sort of weird Frankenstein.
I don't know if they're mixed. It's I mean, it's hard. I can't.
Well, Dave, explain to me what sort of flesh is stitching together this beautiful deity.
Well, it's her insights into the 4 varieties of flesh that form the seamless body of the universe. There's 4 varieties of flesh that form the universe. You should know this already. Did you not go to school?
I do know it. No, I have this pamphlet.
One reporter described the pamphlet as unfathomable. So you want me to explain this?
Good way?
It's total bullshit.
What did you think? Can we get a quote for the back of the pamphlet? What do you think?
My quote is, what the fuck?
Impossible to process. Thank you.
Even with all the mocking, her people stick with her. And one witness said she was, quote, a dynamic individual, richly endowed with personal magnetism and persuasive eloquence, capable of swaying the minds of those less gifted.
By the way, that is like the idea that you're complimenting her for anything. And you're really like, boy, can she just spin a yarn on an idiot?
So May also worked with con artists who would help her fake miracles.
Wait, fake? Are you saying that this isn't real?
No.
Because I'm in. So weird.
One con man made piles of gold magically appear, but then the piles would disappear. Why? Because the cult members had sinned in their hearts. May also told members that God would punish them if they left. I think that's pretty standard cult stuff.
Yeah, no, you got to keep them.
Ruth and Sammy's marriage starts to fall apart, if you can believe that.
I wonder why.
Ruth is now, quote, the royal warder of the purple robes.
Cool.
That means she's like big shit. She's top dog.
Right.
Being a Catholic, Sammy isn't really treated great by the cult because he has weird beliefs.
Catholicism, a little weird, isn't it? You believe that bullshit?
Well, he won't take part in the rituals, and he wants Ruth to leave the cult. So that's not great. Right. In July 1924, they argue, and he slaps her. He tried to slap the cult out of her, I assume.
It's not okay.
So then he leaves. She says he left and never came back after the fight.
Okay.
That's not true.
What do you mean? He came back?
May went to a pharmacist who's in the cult and asked her to come to the house. And then May said the angel Gabriel had told her to kill Sammy with poison.
It's fucking angel-like.
From the pharmacist. The angel's kind of a dick.
Strange.
Yeah.
Hey, it's me.
Hi.
We need to get someone to make poison.
Okay.
We got to kill Sammy.
What? Okay.
He's just such a dickhead.
No, he's
so sick of his bullshit.
Okay.
Also, can you get a bunch of pineapples and some knives? I'm just really fed up with his shit.
Wait,
we're going to start poisoning a lot of people, by the way. This pharmacist could be big for us.
Wait,
for us.
What's the pineapple thing?
I just feel like a bunch of pineapple.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll hang it up. Then people will come over if they're swingers.
Upside down.
Let's get the pineapples and some knives and a bunch of poison.
Okay. Okay, see you later.
And get some weed, too. You can get some kush. Get a little kush.
Okay.
Get some kush weed.
Okay.
We're going to make a gravity bong.
I wish you would stop talking.
Get high as fuck in this motherfucker.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. Yeah. What about him? I talked to him this morning.
So the maid tells the pharmacist this, and he's a little like, it's not a great idea.
I'm kind of trying to help people.
I kind of try not to kill.
It's not my thing.
And May assured the pharmacist, quote, "Don't worry. After he is dead, he will come back to life. I will resurrect him after I publish the Great Sixth Seal." So that solves that issue.
Oh, I forgot about the Great Sixth Seal.
I'm going to bring him back, so no one's even going to.
Right.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Should we just talk to him first before we kill him and have you bring him back after the Great Sixth Seal?
No,
are you sure?
That we're doing it now.
Well, here's what I don't like about the first plan, and I trust you and I believe in you so much, May. Is that it's like in the dimension we live in now, it just could really be traced back to me.
Oh, well, here's the thing. May said she needed a poison that could not be detected in the body of a drowned man.
Right.
So you're following where I'm going with this.
Yeah, it's just a lot. This is coming from Gabriel, or this is you?
It's Gabriel.
If we floated, Gabriel is saying kill Sammy for sure.
Yeah, I didn't. When Gabriel said it.
And we're going to make it look like a drowning.
Well, Gabriel, this is when Gabriel said it, I went like this. Oh.
Yeah.
So.
And the whole problem with him is that he slapped Ruth and is Catholic.
Well, and Gabriel's not down with
and we're going to drown him. We'll poison him and then throw him in water.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I'm just so excited for this fourth dimension. So I really...
Yeah, no, it'll be...
Can't wait to get in there and...
It'll be good.
Muck it up.
So the pharmacist is like, I don't know what could do that. Like, I don't know what substance could do that. And May's like, we'll go find one. So May asked the pharmacist a month later. May asked the pharmacist again. She's like, "Well, you got the thing, the goods?" And the pharmacist said she saw Sammy at the home then, and this time May wanted a substance that would rid him of the teachings of the Catholic Church and allow him to accept the ways of the Great 11. So now she wants a different poison. She wants a poison.
One that'll knock the Catholicism out of him.
Yeah, if they could get rid of the...
Do you have a poison that gets rid of Catholicism?
God damn. If we had a poison that could get rid of religions, we would solve a lot of shit in the world.
Oh, my Lord.
And then not harm them. So that's get the Catholicism out and then not harm them.
The pharmacist, that's
really...
I don't know. I'm really I don't know if it exists, to be honest with you.
But it has to be actual poison.
Okay, so can I just run you through what you're pitching me real quick, just so I make sure it's clear? We want to get a pill or some sort of powder that'll make him not Catholic. Mm-hmm. And we want him to stay alive because then we get rid of the Catholicism. But also we want it to be a poison.
Yes.
And the poison that will kill him and make it look like a drowning?
Well, no, we moved past that.
Oh, we did. Okay. So a lot's been coming at me. I guess that was a month ago.
So the pharmacist doesn't want to kill someone.
Yeah, I mean, I completely get the pharmacist's problem here. He's like, man, that fourth dimension sounds awesome, but it's just like, wow, I just don't love making a poison.
The murder thing is...
it's a murder.
Yeah.
It is a murder.
May said, quote, remember you have sworn to the Holy Ghost, and if you reveal one word of this to a living soul, your bones will crumble and you will drop in a heap. And the pharmacist is scared and agrees to do it.
My bones will Jenga?
Yeah, your bones are getting Jenga bones. So
I guess I'll do it.
She and her husband talk it over, and they decide they actually don't want any part of this. And then the husband was like, well, you should demand $750 that we gave to May back. I mean, if we're going to leave this fucking cult.
What? No, just get the fuck out. Go.
So the pharmacist tells May to return the money, or they would go to the district attorney and tell him all the shit that's going on.
Run. No,
and May,
you're going to die. May
screamed and then said the pharmacist should leave her husband, who was clearly not meant for her. Okay. Which is like, that's obvious. If you listen to the story, that guy's fucked up.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
The pharmacist is like, I love my husband. And then May called a male cult member in and told him he was going to marry the pharmacist.
This is your wife now. Do you see how it works? We always solve a problem. Do you understand? We're always finding solutions, which is just so great over here.
And then the man said, I'm already married.
Yes, I know you are. Your wife is no longer your wife. We're kicking her out, and she's going to marry her husband. It's called power couples. And Gabriel told me all about it.
May said, well, okay, so you're going to marry again. You're going to double.
Yeah, we got a new one for you. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah. The man, quote, but mother, first it was Mary, and now I'm married to Nettie, and now you're telling me it's Eleanor? And May said the angel commanded it. So Gabriel's like, Gabriel, you're going to marry this. He comes in, really, his decisions are like, all over the place.
Yeah.
He needs Adderall.
I'll be honest, he's been drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then she's get the pharmacist the single and she'll marry Hank. And that'll be good to go.
So
okay.
The pharmacist runs for it.
Smart.
And she gets back to her husband, but now they're scared. They're scared of May.
Terrified.
So they give her this harmless concoction and they say it's poison.
Okay.
And then they quit the cult. Then they just bailed. In August 1924, two LA Times reporters interviewed May, and they said the Great 11 members were in a circle when they arrived.
Good.
Never good. Never good. Jump circle, prayer circle, never. None of the circles are good. The reporters said the Great 11 members were in a circle when they arrived. There was, quote, a Negro couple, a Miss Stewart and her 15-year-old daughter, a young man who answered to the name of King Gale of the Four Winds, and another man who was King Arthur of the Four Horsemen, and his wife, Queen Nellie.
Oh, my God. King Arthur and the Four Horsemen, party of two. Your table's now ready.
It's like you walked into a shitty D&D group.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, seriously. You're like, so this article can't be that long. What can I call you for short? Art?
I go by King Arthur of the Four Horsemen. That's the short version.
Yeah, can we go with horse art?
That's the short version. That is the nickname.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, cool.
King Arthur of the Four Horsemen.
I heard you.
He who hath taken the blade from the lake.
Excalibur or some bullshit. Right. Great.
Well, not bullshit.
Good. No, or whatever. Yeah, no, I'm saying it's impressive, obviously. Yeah, that's good. Good for you.
Put that in the paper.
Yeah, no, yep. Everything seems on the up and up here. That's for sure.
May and Ruth told the reporters about the angel Gabriel and his messages, and they showed the writings to him, right? All those writings, they're all wrapped up in the paper. Thousands of pages. Thousands. But they wouldn't let the reporters touch them or read them. Then Ruth did an Egyptian dance while someone played the piano. This is how you do an interview.
Oh my God. The reporter was like, this is amazing.
This is like worse than a Charlie Sheen interview.
Yes. Right. Yes.
The Times chose not to print the story. They're like,
why? What the fuck would you not do that?
Because they're like, no one's going to believe this.
Well, that's what you do. You're like, look, I went over to May's place and holy fook.
So after 2 months, May tracks down one of the reporters, who is a woman, and told her Gabriel had appointed her Queen of the Great 11, but it didn't work. The story still didn't happen.
She's like, oh, cool.
Oh.
Yes, he's very excited to have you in the group, but he would really love to get that article printed, especially the part about the Egyptian dance. And by the way, King Arthur and the 4 horsemen and his wife are a little peeved too.
Yeah, all the horsemen are.
Yeah, the horsemen are all pretty upset.
In August, I already did that. Sammy's family starts to worry about their missing son. So Sammy's brother, Frank, who was 16, goes to the house. And he's told Sammy had hit Ruth and then left, and they never saw him again. Frank then asks if he could work as May's driver. He wants inside access. He's trying to figure out clues.
Yeah, but
so he's like
straight up. So he's like, "Where's my brother?" And they're like, "He hit Ruth, and then that was the last time we saw him." He's like, can I be your personal chauffeur?"
What if I have a job where I can hear most of the stuff you say?
I mean, he's pretty obvious. Oh, okay. May I drive you everywhere?
I guess he got it. So when he found Sammy's stuff, which proved that he didn't run away, he goes to the cops.
Okay. But
the cops came to the Rizzo's house and just said, "Hey, keep quiet. Keep it down." It's not. This is like the ultimate LAPD moment. This keeps happening for hundreds of years.
No. We're trying to find our son, and his stuff's there.
Hey, is there a crime going on here? Shh.
It's amazing that you took the time to go somewhere, and it was to our house.
May and the Blackburns move to a new house in Los Feliz.
Okay.
On August 8th, 1924, May ordered Jenny Toy to be chained to her bed for 75 days because the angel said she needed to be, quote, on point.
Killed. Oh, okay. Okay, so we're just going to saw her. Great. Okay.
This is where the phrase on point came from.
I'll tell you what. If this Gabriel's off or not the real Gabriel, boy, are we going to have some egg on our religion's face.
Oh, yeah. No, for sure. Jenny's also fine with it. She's like, that sounds like if you want to keep me on point, that's a great way to do it.
75 days is nothing. That's perfect.
She would later say being chained to the bed were some of the happiest days of her life.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but there's other people. We can find people that would agree with that.
Everything's fine over there.
Yeah. The roads.
Joy!
Yay, I'm chained to a bed.
Oh, I'm having the best time. Can someone empty my waste bucket?
Oh, God. So the Rhodes finally leave Oregon and come to L.A. in November 1924. William not as into the cult as, but he still gives into the move. He's like, okay, I'll go. Look, you want to be near your cult? Okay, fine.
All right, as long as I can watch the game on Sunday.
But he's also married to a woman who thinks she's died and come back to life 5 times.
Sure, 5 times, right.
And of course, young adopted Willa is still a queen of the Great 11.
Yes.
When they arrived, Grandma Jenny gave Willa 7 puppies as a gift. And you tell me that doesn't have meaning. You tell me 7 puppies?
I'm worried
this
about
thing is taking off, baby.
Yeah. Are you telling me that you don't think we're pretty close to heaven after getting an armful of puppies?
Then come the 7 puppies.
So
he giveth 7 puppies.
And on the Thursday, 7 puppies giveth to the Willa.
And a woman is still chained to a bed.
Yes, a woman's chaining enters day 48.
Oh, Christ. This is a crazy house, man.
No, I don't agree.
On Christmas Day, Willa is sick. She's got an ulcerated tooth. And Martha had been a Christian Scientist, so she is not going to take her to a doctor.
Yeah, I was just going to say. So.
And this happened to a friend of mine recently. Ulcerated tooth can lead to blood poisoning. It went into his heart, and he almost like died. Like, this is like, you want to take care of your tooth.
Well, but also have some respect for God.
Or just go to Bakersfield.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Willa's throat becomes constricted. She has a fever. Her face is swollen.
Getting better.
This is all God's way.
Yep.
And Martha is like, well, since she's not getting better, then God obviously wants her dead.
Yeah. Sorry, babe. He chose.
But she goes to Willa and she says, look, not all bad news. You're going to be resurrected.
Yeah. This is going to pass pretty quick.
Yeah. Yeah. And Willa dies on New Year's Day. She's 15 years old.
And came back on
January what?
Jan 6th?
Thursday.
We're going to bring Willa back from the dead.
So Martha immediately tries to resurrect her, but May is pretty clear that's not going to happen until the book is published.
Guys, I mean, can you imagine standing around a body not moving, being told it's resurrecting, and then May's just like, it's not going to happen until we get the book printed.
How is that? Well, it's all about the publishing date. Like, it's
Tell you what, it's just Random House is pretty specific. They said actually in the contract that we're not able to resurrect until publishing.
So the cult talks about what to do. Some want to bury her. Some want to cremate her. May said the angels told her Willa would be resurrected, so they couldn't turn the body over to authorities. So that makes sense.
Well,
that makes total sense. You can't.
But by the way, the jurisdiction of resurrection will not function if the police are involved.
Right, and also the book.
Again, I have access to the fourth dimension, but we can't bring her back if the cops know about it and if we don't get this book published.
Right.
Pretty weird.
I mean, it's all hanging on HarperCollins.
Let's go.
Another hang up was that the resurrection would not happen until after Passover, when the Great Sixth Seal book is published. So that's the day of the Passover, the publishing day.
Might have been good to tell Willa some of this before she was dying.
Totally.
It's probably going to be about 6 months because of some legal stuff.
So May has the body removed. She tells them to remove the body from the Blackburn house in Los Feliz, and they put it in a car, and they prop it up between a couple of people in the back seat, and they drive it. I'm
just imagining being one of the people who's like got his blanket.
But this is kind of what happened with that cult that was in Kauai and then went to Colorado. They were like driving around with a corpse. This is like a couple years ago.
Oh, I know that one.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Yes. Yeah, and they were like, she's fine, but she was like silver.
She was silver because they were putting shit in her. Yeah,
they were silver because she was having so much silver. They were like, tell you what, am I the only one who thinks she's getting a little better looking? It's like she's been dead for a month and a half.
So in the house, the body. So they drive her to a new house. In the house, the body's put on slabs of ice in the bathroom. Keep it fresh. Got to keep it fresh.
Absolutely. Yeah. Which makes no sense again for a resurrection.
No, you got to fresh. Keep it fresh. They have special ice for bodies, for resurrection bodies. They have resurrection ice. You can get it at 7-Eleven.
No.
May then said the puppies had to be killed and laid next to the body because they were.
It's called Christy Noming.
they were hinges to Willa's heart. What the fuck?
But oh my God. I mean, imagine being there for that part. Well, we got to kill the puppies. Wait, what?
Wait,
yeah, puppies got to go.
No.
No, because they're bridges to her little heart. So, do you understand? I feel like some of you don't understand how this all works.
I don't at all.
Let me walk you through it one more frickin' time. Okay?
Yeah.
Willa's coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? She died from a blood infection, but God decided that's what should happen.
Right.
She's coming back.
Okay. Yeah, we get that.
She's coming back.
Okay.
Okay? We got to keep the body on ice.
Okay, great.
For a little while.
Yep.
Because we can't let anything happen to the body, or she's going to come back all weird and wonky.
It would smell. Well, I think that's going to happen anyway, based on what I'm looking at.
No, but we want her to look as good as possible when shut the fuck up.
I'm just saying she doesn't
Shut
look.
up. She's going to look great. Okay?
Okay.
We just need to wait a little while.
Okay.
Once we hit Passover, the book, okay, dummy, going to come out.
Okay.
And then it'll be time. Okay?
Okay.
But other things that are going to fuck that up, if the cops know, if anyone goes to the cops and starts telling them, if it starts rotten, if it just becomes gross, that's why we're putting her on it. Well,
7-Eleven has resurrection.
Look who decided to come back to the brain party.
Okay.
Now someone help me kill these 7 dogs.
What are you talking about?
Because they're British. They need to go because they are not going.
Every single thing you said made sense until the end.
I admit the dog part's a little weird.
It doesn't make sense. They're puppies.
They need to die so that we can make sure that we can keep her going.
Can I tell
you some good news?
I might be able to go with you on this if they were work dogs and they weren't.
Puppies. The puppies are going to be brought back to life.
Okay. Well, I'm in. I'm totally in.
Okay.
Have you ever seen Pet Sematary? Or read the book?
I have. It's been a
Stephen
long
King
time.
book.
Yeah, I know it's Stephen King. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't come back great. So, have you read Monkey's Paw? The Monkey's Paw?
It's a book. I know the short story.
Yeah, the short story. Have you
short stories.
Again, he doesn't come back. He doesn't come back great either.
Well, but they don't give him a chance. It sucks to have to use your third wish on being like, no, kill him.
It sounds great. I'm in. Like everything you said was.
I love a monkey
awesome.
paw. Yeah, we're just like, we want to make a lot of money. Your son's dead. We want him back. Your son's here. Kill him again. Boy, these wishes were not great.
Gareth, they killed the puppies.
Ugh. Are we about to do an ad?
No, Willa's body was later put into a bedroom.
Good.
So she is going to be in nice surroundings when she's resurrected. Like it's really nice.
Yeah,
and remember, she's the tree of life. So she's supposed to be the portal through which mankind is going to receive immortality.
So she's important.
Yeah. On February 6th, 1925, it comes. It's the day May said her book, The Seventh Trumpet, will be released.
By the way, I bet you that morning she woke up and she went, "It's gonna be May." Go ahead.
It's not released.
What?
And that's the same day Ruth is questioned by the LA prosecutor's office.
Oh, boy.
He's not happy about the Great 11 pamphlets that are out there, and he wants to know how the cult is living and what the leaders are doing.
Nothing. Chill, dude.
There's nothing going on here, weird.
Nothing.
A week after the questioning, papers report that a metal box is found in a field in Topanga Canyon.
Big deal.
Inside of it,
What'd
photos
you find?
of a couple and love letters from Fremont, Everett to Maine.
Yeah. Buried love letters, sure.
The LA Times makes the connection. May then happily answers reporters' questions, and she says the box was buried a long time ago. And it's a coincidence that it's found just after Ruth was questioned about the Amani and stuff. And it's a coincidence. But she did it. She wanted to throw the prosecutor off from how she was really making money. So that's Fremont. Fremont is denying that there's an affair. I don't know. She must have just left the box, not like it just must have been sitting in a field where she knew people would find it, like probably near a trail or something that people walk by.
And she was probably like, "Oh no. Oh my God. They discovered it on their lawn."
And so she wants everyone to think she's getting money from Fremont.
Right.
And he's like, we're not having an affair. He denies everything. So the cult is actually just making money from members. Like Clifford Dabney gave $45,000, his oil rights, and even a truckload of chickens.
Huh?
He gave 45,000 oil rights and a truckload of chickens. Garrett, this was I don't know if you're aware of this, but Los Angeles at the time was a chicken-based economy.
Right.
And that was the currency.
Is this how El Pollo Loco starts?
Exactly.
Well, I could also throw in my truck of chickens. Okay, yeah.
Like, how do they get there? How do they get there?
Well, those poor chickens.
I know, right?
Oh, my God.
The Rhodes gave 30,000. Nellie Banks gave 11,000. The Schutz gave 25,000. And these are just the ones that are known about. Altogether, 2.6 million in today's money.
Oh,
so a lot of fucking money. A lot of fucking money. Mary Stewart gave 25,000 and her house in Santa Monica, and that's where the cult goes next.
Right.
2327 Main Street. Stewart also gave May her own house close by, and now they had to move Willa's body to the new place.
Well, hopefully that ice is helping.
Yeah, well, you just put it in a van.
Well, the one thing about ice is it doesn't turn into water, so It's probably not going to just become a kind of spongy gray bit of matter.
At all, not gonna. So they decide to build a secret compartment in the rear of the house that is just big enough for a bathtub that they would fill with ice for the body.
Oh, for fuck's! I mean, just you and another person in the cult having a minute alone, where you're like, hey. Does that all seem weird that they're like that we got an ice tub for Willa? Like,
I mean, I usually
feels a little rinky dink for something where we're talking about going to the fourth dimension and we got an ice tub for a corpse.
No, I usually go along with stuff, but this one seemed a little off the beaten
path. There've been a couple red flags along the way, but I'm like all about this fourth dimension. But I'm also just like, these are really the chosen people when the best solution they have is they just gave her like we'd use an ice?
Yeah, we're cold tubbing a body, and it's not great.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Doesn't seem great.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm still down.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I guess I'm going to have to narc on you, so...
Yeah.
Non-believer.
Shit.
Sammy, too, as they call you. Yeah, I'm not. Okay, so... Miss Rhodes builds 2 coffins, one for Willa and one for the puppies.
She seriously is like, the puppies are coming back? But fuck me.
A puppy coffin. Oh, fuck. So the body and the puppies
It's like in Dumb and Dumber where they fill a briefcase full of IOUs.
So the body and the puppies are moved to Santa Monica, and they're put in the compartment. And many of the cult members don't even know that happened. Just a select few. The ice deliveryman bought 600 pounds of ice a week. Because it must just be like the back of the house just must be melting. There must, like it's
gonna be horrible.
The water's got to go somewhere.
Well, it's ice. Yeah, it's ice.
The neighbors have got to be.
It's like, so you are the chosen people. And you've got to keep ice on a body like it's an appendage you're going to reattach.
They told the deliveryman that they were melting.
We're having a kegger. We're a frat.
We're having all keggers all the time.
We're a frat.
They're saying that it's melted ice for baptism rites. They're melting.
You mean,
they melt it
not
to
to bother
baptize.
you, but they sell a cheaper version of that called water.
Yeah, but it has to be new water.
Yeah, you can get water from somewhere.
No, brand new. Like I just melted out of ice water. That's how.
600 pounds a week. How many babies you dunking?
Yeah, no, we're doing a lot. A lot.
It's gotta be what? It's fucking
got
1,000 a week.
Like a whole bunch of puppies worth.
Yeah. What is?
I'm just thinking of measurement things.
Oh, is that a Solomon measurement?
That's like in England, they have like a stone, you're a stone weight wide, but this is like older than that. It's puppies.
I'll tell you what, you're a real interesting dame.
Yeah, it's good to see you. Would you like to
be
part of a harem or?
I'm out of here.
No, you're not.
Oh, I'm going to die.
May had the Rhodes buy a small house in Venice, and then she says that they need to bury Willa. Apparently what
was with all the ice?
Well, apparently she's like, well, the resurrection, because the book's been published. So now she's like, well, it's way off. The resurrection, it turns out, is going to be a while. So 2 men dig graves under the floorboards, and they build a trap door so Willa could get out when she's resurrected. You got to have a door. If you don't have a door, then it's just it's fucked. Like, you need a door. I assume with a handle that you turn.
I mean, at some point, you've just got to be like, what are the rules of her coming back again? I'm just trying to figure out like what the parameters are.
So Martha is sent to a druggist with an ancient formula for embalming.
Hi.
I don't know where they found that.
Can you fill my embalming prescription?
Which she then puts on Willa's skin. They put Willa back.
He's going to be starting to stink now.
They put Willa back in the coffin with her knees drawn up to her chest and their hands crossed. Which is how that means you're ready. So you want that for when the resurrection happens.
Like the ring.
You can spring up. You can like, what's your pop-up time what's your corpse pop-up time?
She's going to wake up doing a burpee.
The puppies are put back in their coffin, and they put them into the ground under the house in Venice. And from that day on, the Rhodes would sleep in a room near the daughter's body, as Samuel Fort wrote, quote, a box of murder puppies. So it's just a room. Underneath it is a box of puppies and a body. So the Grade 11 cult is really bringing in new members. It's a fucking hot cult. By 1925,
well, this place fucking stinks. That's a great space, but boy, oh boy, it ain't easy on the nostrils.
There's over 100 new members. They're spread out in houses all over LA. They're doing rituals at night. It's a fucking thing, man. And there's animal sacrifices.
What? So they have these 7 fucking insane.
Well, once they killed the puppies, she probably had to be like, we got to kill animals all the time. Like, it's a thing.
Yeah, but she's also like, these puppies we got to keep alive. Hey, let's kill these cats.
There's burials, there's exhumations where they dig them up, they bury them, they dig them up, bury them and dig them up.
It's called the ground hokey pokey.
It sounds like the rituals are irritating neighbors who are saying they're going to call the cops.
Look, I don't mind if you're just burying, digging, redigging, reburying, but can you do it during the day?
Yeah, no. A
little loud.
So May decides that she's going to create a colony in Simi Valley, and a rich cult members buys them a 164-acre piece of land.
Fuck me.
There's no houses, just tents pitched all over. It's like an awful rocky land. It's fucking useless land. And they use fire for heat and lanterns for light, and they have to carry water buckets long distances for water.
How long until we get to that new dimension? I'm like 58.
There's no roads. Over a year, they built a road. Takes them a year. And then they start building buildings, and they built their Golden Throne Temple. Inside is a shrine where the Lord's furniture set was.
He likes an ottoman and a love seat. And then 2 remotes.
Apparently everything...
Does anyone know the Lord's Hulu password? Make sure that's all set up when he's here.
Apparently once everything is ready, a white Messiah would appear.
Of course, it's white.
They have a 500
Can you imagine when they get the furniture set up and they're like, okay, any second now.
There's a 500
pillows. Fluff the pillows again.
There's a 500-pound throne.
Fuck.
An angel had told Mary how to build it, so they knew they had the right specs.
Sure.
The only black guy in the cult they assigned to guard the temple.
He's like, I'm gonna get murdered for sure. Are you kidding me?
And May and Ruth had a cabin built for them called the Watchtower, and it looks down on the animal stalls, some of whom are sacrificed, some are not. There's a horse named Biff who was sacred Biff. There's then there starts to be a rift in the cult. And
I'm shocked that it has taken this long.
I know, right? It's between Martha Rhodes. Remember I said Martha Rhodes, fucking she died 5 times, brought all the baggage. Yeah. Well, she's the problem. Her and May start having a problem. Because you can't bring in someone like that. Everyone's got to be fresh. Nobody's died before. It's just...
Well, Will is dead.
But she just died once in the cult. You don't want people who came into the cult being dead a bunch of times.
Sure, right, yes. Martha's unique.
So they've always had tension, Martha and May, ever since they were like two.
She just won't stop bringing up those resurrections.
I mean, they were kind of like two cults that merged, right? Martha had brought in her people. So Martha's all about raising the dead. That's like her thing. And May was more about the reborn mankind and universe stuff.
Right. It's the two very specific normal angles.
Yeah. Yep. So 1926, it becomes a real problem. And May creates 2 religious groups on the Simi Valley land. The Divine Order of the Royal Arms of the Great 11 and the Church of the Divine Science of Joshua, the branch, the headstone of the corner. It seems like she named that one, that name is longer so people wouldn't go to it because you just don't want to say it.
Or it was like the guy was writing down and he kept like looking up like it doesn't make sense. Like say it like you keep adding on a little.
The church.
What's the second one called?
The church of the Great Divine.
The Great Divine. Okay, great.
Science.
We'll get some. The Church of the Great Divine Science.
Science.
Okay. Well, I'll get some
of Joshua.
Sorry, the Church of the Great Divine Science of Joshua.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll get some signs made up, and then we'll get those up there. Is that going on?
Comma. The branch. The branch.
Oh, sorry. The Church of Divine Science of Joshua,
the Church of the Divine Science, comma.
Sorry, the Church of the Divine Science.
Sorry, you got me messed up now. The Church of the Divine Science.
It might be lengthy. Sorry.
The Church of the Divine Science of Joshua, comma, the branch.
The branch. Okay.
Comma.
Okay. Well, I feel like, can I just say
the headstone.
Okay. So the Church of the Divine Science of Joshua, comma.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The branch.
Yes.
Comma.
Yeah.
The headstone.
Of the corner.
Of the corner?
Mm-hmm.
Of Joshua, of the branch, of the headstone, of the corner.
No.
Just
the
corner.
Church of the Divine Science of Joshua,
yes.
comma, the branch, comma, the headstone of the corner.
Comma, the headstone of the corner. Okay, there'll be big signs. So we'll get those going.
The other one's smaller. The other sign's smaller.
Yeah, no, they're the other one's better.
Yeah.
But only because this one exists.
Yeah. What?
Yep. Thank you.
So it's pretty similar to Christian Science. The new religious group got its articles of incorporation on March 29th, 1928.
Guy approved that? Yep.
Hey,
there
guys, we're incorporated.
You're an S-Corps.
On February 3rd, 1927, colony neighbor Louis Volz disappeared during a rainstorm.
It happens.
her husband said she had a rain complex, which meant when it rained, she would go out and turn her face up to the rain. By the way, she's not in the cult. This is just a lady who's a neighbor who lives nearby, who, when it rains, she just goes out and turns her face up like complex. Who does that? Doesn't an animal do that? A bird? Isn't there a bird that does that?
Sure.
So people start to think, well, the cult kidnapped her.
Yes.
And Lois was never found. And the circumstances did sort of point to an abduction.
Okay.
So there's a young man whose parents are in the cult. He's in the cult. They're all in the cult. And one day May asks to see him. And she had given him the name King of Peace. Quote, King of Peace, I have been assigned a mission by an angel for which you are needed. And he's like, yeah, sure. Okay, I can do that.
Sure. Yeah, this makes sense. You're like angel secretary. This has been going good.
And she said, quote, it is God's will that you will be shot.
Uh-huh. Can I talk to someone else?
No, Angel Gabriel, once he says stuff, it's kind of set. This worked out to him really good for Willa, by the way.
Yeah, no, I saw her in an igloo below the house, so that's good.
She's going to be here.
So is the idea that I'm going to be shot and brought back?
Just in the foot.
Oh, boy, talk about burying the lead.
Ruth and May drove him to get bandages. And then they went to the colony and shot him in the heel. And that was it. They did that. And so, but the thing that happened, the thing that came out of that from that day forward, King of Peace has a lot of resentment towards May because she shot him in the foot for no reason.
Doesn't make any goddamn sense. How's that leg going?
One grade 11 member had a paralyzed sister who was unable to speak and in constant pain. May decided they would cure her and had a brick oven built up on a tall hill overlooking Simi Valley.
We're going to bake her.
So that's what she would see when her health returns. The oven is then heated up until it is, quote, searing hot. And the cult member carries her sister and puts her in.
What the fuck?
Remember, she can't speak and she's in pain. She can't speak. She's cooked and she dies in under an hour, they said. Hey, guys, cult's off the fucking rails. Cult's completely off the rails. Now you just have a leader who's like, wonder what it's like to shoot someone in the foot. Wonder what it's like to cook a person. Like you have a fucking lunatic.
Hey, let's build a brick oven and we'll slide her in like a slice.
As soon as May realized she was dead, she jumped into her Lincoln and sped off.
May! This woman is unfucking real. What the fuck? I guess like later.
The brick oven was taken apart, and the bricks were used to make a path to one of the cabins. And they somehow got a coroner to sign off that it was a normal death.
Yeah, heat stroke.
That's eugenics. That's a coroner who's like, they were like, she's better off. I guarantee you that's fucking just a eugenics guy. Okay. May 1928, the cult's coming apart because there's some decisions being made that are not good for cohesion.
If I'm being honest, the past 5 to 10 minutes, there have been a couple things that have perked my ears.
There's been some stuff. There's been some decisions made.
A couple ones that have been like, I don't know.
Yeah. Once right, but now completely broke and in debtor's court. Clifford Dabney had tried to leave May, but instead she forced him to sign over an oil lease and took his royalty checks.
Okay.
one of Dabney's...
Again, this is all on behalf of Gabriel.
Right. What are you going to do? He says stuff. So one of Dabney's uncles offers him $75,000 if he will prosecute May. And he's not the only one who's thinking about reporting May. A King of Peace and Jenny Toy are considering it. And Martha has not been able to raise Willa from the dead, so she's mad.
I mean, it's not like they're not taking care of her. Like she's iced up.
She's freshed.
Yeah,
they call it fresh.
Right. Yeah. Good Lord.
Others are leaving because things May said were going to come true or not coming true. Some tried to leave, but they're stopped.
I'm noticing that some of her predictions have been a bit off.
Yeah, just a couple. A man who drove on to the colony one day said a woman jumped into his car saying she was scared for her life, and then two men with guns came and dragged her off.
I like that this guy left that there.
That's just like being in Hollywood now, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Aurelia Hilton left because members of the colony were, quote, starving. Others were completely dependent on the cult and couldn't leave. Morale, obviously, really low.
High.
Morale is not great.
Oh.
Everyone knew Willa and Frances Turner were dead and that Sammy's missing.
Right.
And they wonder
also,
if May...
they brick oven to woman.
They brick oven to woman. And they're wondering if May did something to Lois Volz. Louise. Whatever it is.
Whatever.
Nellie Banks sent a letter to a detective in June 1929, just breaking down all the contributions she had made. And Clifford Dabney then finally leaves the cult in July. He said, quote, May didn't raise the dead, and there were a number of other fabrications.
I don't know where to start. I mean, there's a cooler full of dead dogs. Willa's gone. She brick ovened a paralyzed woman. Sammy's for sure dead.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I don't know if you've seen the King of Sun or whatever his name is heel. It's not
King
good.
of Peace? Yeah.
King of Peace.
Limper, we call him now.
He's really not happy. King of Peace. Who's furious.
Mad.
Morning, King of Peace. Fucking
son of a
motherfucker.
He began legal proceedings against the cult. He files 5 lawsuits. In September, he went to the police to file fraud charges. The cops hear the story and they're like, this guy's an idiot. Like, he'd just given up. He'd given up his money, but they have him go to the district attorney, and then other cult members are interviewed. I don't know why, but it was called the Bunko investigation.
Because it's a lot of bunk.
I guess it is bunk. I guess it's right. So they learned of the paralyzed woman who couldn't talk, who was thrown into the fire.
Brick oven Betty.
But they can't find anything.
Well, she was incinerated.
In October. In October, the LA Times reported Mary and Ruth were charged with 15 counts of grand theft and that cult members had vanished. There's an anonymous caller who tells investigators about Willa and gave the address of the Venice house, and they go and ask Mr. Rhodes for proof of Willa's death and where she's buried.
Oh, yeah, she's right back here. She's in the juice box cooler.
she's legally buried under the floor. Watch out. She might spring out if you open that door.
Careful, we're expecting a burpee at some point.
When they asked for proof, Martha moaned loudly and started crying. A female officer consoled her, and Martha said, quote, I will tell you everything if you promise not to desecrate my daughter's grave.
Yes. By the way, it's a cooler.
It's a cooler. She's in a
It's a tub.
Cooler grave. So Martha spills it all. Homicide detectives come. Martha told the lead one, quote, my daughter's body is buried under the floor in that bedroom there. We buried her there with her dogs, which I believe are a symbol of the power of resurrection. They were her pets, and one of them died the day she passed away. We killed the other 6 and laid them in a row in a casket similar to the one in which we buried Willa.
Okay.
You have the right to remain silent?
I'm going to just go talk to a few more people who I work with and come right back.
And of course, she said they had to preserve Willa until Gabriel sounded the 7 notes of his trumpet. So they show the cops the body, and they remove the caskets and take them out to the front lawn, and people look at them, and photographers take pictures. They pop open the dog one. May and Ruth turn themselves in. May tries to counter Martha's statements by saying they weren't a cult, but a scientific group working on, quote, the study of resurrection.
Yeah.
It's a science project.
Absolutely. Anyone who doesn't get that's an idiot and not going to heaven.
Thank you. And everyone making charges against her are jealous.
Yep.
This holds up.
Yep.
Her lawyer's like, hey, shut the fuck up. Stop talking.
I think I'm on the path to something.
They find out the names of the other people who've disappeared. Now Clifford Dabney, the guy who started, squealing.
Yeah,
he starts getting death threats. They have to put a police guard on him. Ward comes out of hiding, and he talks to reporters. I wonder if he's still the same eyebrow mustache. Yeah. I fucked her. She's my stepsister.
All right, you go back inside wherever you just came from.
Have you seen the video fucking your stepsister's cult?
Go away.
Lady?
Go away right now, okay?
Quote.
Right now.
Quote, I was the homeboy. My duty was in the house, and I remained at my point by keeping tabs of traffic and the weather. When we lived on Wilshire Boulevard, I counted and made a report to my wife. When we moved up in the Santa Susana Hills, I counted the trains. When the weather was clear, well, it was clear, and I made a record of it. When it rained, I put out a coffee can and measured the water when the storm was over. So he's not
so
there.
Here's the headline we're going to go with. Someone married this.
He's not. He's got some issues.
I counted the weather, and I know how many trains there are.
Jesus, fuck. This is... On May 16th, Ruth is released due to insufficient evidence, and she refuses to leave her mom alone in jail, so she doesn't leave. Finally, the cult members talk her into leaving. They're like, it's a jail. You should go. Yeah. At the colony, conditions are fucking terrible. Without May, there's no food. She refuses to release any money so they can buy food. But she does allow one member to work as a carpenter so he could make money to buy the other one's food. So that was nice of her. I mean, that's called magnanimous. That's magnanimous. May was convicted on 8 counts of grand theft in order to pay Clifford Dabney $40,000.
That's it?
He's still getting death threats. She files an appeal. It goes to the Supreme Court, who reversed the decision on a technicality. No one is charged with the deaths or the disappearances. Dabney never gets his money, but he did get his oil leases back. Ruth divorced Sammy and married a barbershop owner, and he was put in charge of collecting the paychecks of the Grade 11 members who are now working in tomato packing plants.
When does the portal to the 4th dimension come out?
How was nobody charged with... I mean, I
Crazy.
guess Willa died of natural causes, but because she wasn't taken to a doctor, I guess puppy murder is not a crime then?
Well, not a crime now either.
In 1940, May and Ward lived in Huntington Park. At least 35 Grade 11 members lived nearby.
It's so funny to have a Grade 11 and there's 35 members.
She died of a heart attack on June 17th, 1951. Ruth lived in Sacramento. She got divorced again, and then she married Lucky Williams, and they moved to Lake Tahoe with other cult members.
Fuck.
Ruth would buy over a dozen properties in the area, and the cult members legally swapped properties for years. And then Ruth died in Sacramento on December 19th, 1978.
Man, it really is like, it's almost just like you should just become like it's such an easy path.
Yeah, it's really.
If you hit, you hit.
Yeah, if you're a cult person and you nail it, you really get to just cruise
easy
and
street.
I mean, you don't have to work.
These are people who took it to the furthest level. Like, there's a phase in here where she's on easy street for the rest of her life.
And
they just start like change. It's just like the messages from the deities become more confusing.
Well, she's very much like this is like an unconscious thing of like, no, make me stop. Make you guys, I'm pushing you to the limits.
Yes.
Like, it's like, the shooting the kid in the foot, like that's when everyone should have been like, okay, she's just, it's over.
Puppies.
Throwing the woman in the fire. Like, the puppies weren't great. Puppies weren't great.
Like, I don't know about this.
Yeah, it's really
good for her. It's really a story about love.
If
you think about it.
It's definitely I mean, people really they hang in there. I can't, it's just the thing that people hang in there for all this shit.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, that was the story of the divine. What's the name of it again? It's long.
It's long, but fuck,
Blackburn
it's great.
called, but the Divine Order of the Royal Arms of the Great 11. Wow.
Congrats.
Everybody lost. The main source for this, Cult of the Great 11 by Samuel Fort. Book.
Very good stuff.
Yeah.
Proud of you.
I'm not. I feel bad.
Goodbye, everybody.
So long.